Hi everyone, this is Killshot99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 7, and it is going to be a heartbreaker. We got heartbreaking spoiler news, but we're going to add an element of our bold predictions. You guys know this news came out way early. I wasn't even ready for it, and then we've done funnel theories of different possibilities, how it could all go down, so many different scenarios, and I do have to tell you, it hit me like, this hit me harder than any storyline or spoiler in a long time. I'm going to get into that in just a couple minutes. It just goes right to a nerve that just I can't stand. But we will talk about it. We will get through it. It's going to be very emotional this Sunday. Before we get too far into it, can I give a special shout out to the Patreon Army? I'm not going to read through all those names, but let me tell you, there's a lot of names on there. They are tremendous supporters of this channel. They make all this possible, and also my PDL sponsors as well. So thank you for everything that you guys do. Got some big things happening over the next few weeks. And we got these super chat stickers as well, so check those out when you guys get a chance. You guys ready to get into it? I feel 100 times better. I'm fired up. We got good news, good information. I'm going to walk through some of the topics from the earlier video. The earlier spoiler video we did was about a 17-minute video. I wanted to make it a little bit shorter so people could just catch the playback, get the nuts and bolts, the all the elements that they wanted, because some people only want those, short videos. But tonight is going to be an extended stream, and I think we're going to be able to vent a little bit more about the spoiler, talk about how it went down, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it, and then move on to some of the other predictions. So if you guys may not have caught the big news, let's go ahead and just throw it out there. I figure when we get a spoiler stream like this, we can get all the heartbreak, all the emotion out there now. And it's still not going to make us immune to it Sunday, but it will slightly desensitize us toward it. So Dante does, in fact, kill Sadiq. Dante is a whisper. I know several of you, and look, I wasn't shooting you guys down. I get this a lot. Like, I said that kills, and you said, you blah, blah. That's not the way we work. Many of you did say that. But when we give a little bit of pushback to it, it is still... It doesn't feel completely congruent that he was able to get in there without more resistance. And I'll still say this. Dante is a whisperer. Dante is a traitor. Dante does kill Sadiq. But I still have reservations about why he got in so easily. And I'm still going to have a problem with why he got in so easily. But we'll get over it, right? So... I think the bigger, well, maybe not the bigger news, but definitely some big news. One, the comic arc is completely shot to hell. That's gone. So I know many people are messaging saying, well, hey, he was supposed to get with Maggie. I do love that. They're not afraid to mix up the character and just give us something crazy. This is an absolutely crazy story. But for me to talk about it, and this is what I'm going to try to do tonight, I'm going to give you my visual and my best walkthrough of how this goes down. And I want it to be moving. I want it to be sad, because I know that when you see it play out on screen, it's going to be 100 times more sad than what I can articulate. But here it is. So for months and months, we've talked about Sadiq's potential role and what did he do? Did he tell the truth? Did he lie? And that's really going to be the theme of tonight's spoiler. We got Ben Stevenson. Never feel bad when we disagree. We're all funneling and sharing ideas. We put the fun in. Oh, hold on. We put the fun in funnel. You know what? That is brilliant. I don't know that that's ever been said. You guys, pike the like button. If we put the fun in funneling, then do me a favor, hit that like button. I'm stealing that. Kel, can we give Ben Stevenson a kills coin for that? That is just, that's epic. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. We're on our toes early. All right, so, and to completely validate Ben's point, this is a group of people that wants to make people feel comfortable to discuss and debate. And you guys know I avoid a lot of topics, but it is hard to disagree or to find a place to openly disagree without somebody cussing you, screaming, criticizing you, calling you names, shooting you. I mean, look, we need to be able to chat and communicate and agree and disagree. It's the only way we get good theories up there. And you will find that here. So we got Will the Bill. Oh, I love it. Okay. Will has discovered the super chat stickers, everybody. Will, I don't know why you picked that one. But that one's kind of a funny one. Thank you for that, Will. Appreciate that. That's a great introduction. All right, so as we've laid out the groundwork, we do know, and I don't want to criticize the dead too much, but we know that Sadiq lied. And we know that he lied for two reasons. One, to probably show that the group was slightly stronger than they were. I'm not saying they didn't fight back, but I think he embellished a little bit and really wanted to hype it up. That's reason number one, he lied. Reason number two is because he did not have the courage to get up and fight himself. And he had to carry that burden and that demon inside. So I want to lay that as groundwork as well. We got Bugzilla. If I were to rank all major Whisper antagonists from the least to the most evil, it would be Gamma, Beta, Dante, and Alpha. I would agree with that, Bug. I would absolutely agree with that. But I would also put Alpha on a whole different level. So now that we've went back and revisited Sadiq's motives, let's talk about the flashbacks. The flashbacks were vague. They were pieces. They were parts that he had to hide from himself. And as they started to come out, I think he grappled with the truth. But even though he tried to hide, we know that Dante was behind him, telling him to open his eyes. Now, I want this to be chilling for you guys. Think about witnessing the worst possible thing you could witness. And all you want to do is close your eyes and escape it. Close your eyes and hope that they kill you next. And they do the worst possible thing. They don't kill you. They make you watch it and leave you alive. You've heard a punishment worse than death? If I were Sadiq, I would want to have died in that situation. We have got a legend. Where have you been? Petey Wheatstraw in the house. Petey super chatting. It says, haven't been able to join live in too long, but I'm back. Long overdue Petey bomb. Seems like we have two similar characters, Negan and Dante, infiltrating opposite sides. Dante and Negan will both do much more major damage. Petey, first of all, welcome back. Good to see you, my friend. It has been a little while. In addition to that, Petey, there are other simultaneous stories that are going on. Because it was Aaron and Gamma as well, but it is also Gamma and Lydia for different reasons that we'll talk about. So I do like the fact that people seem to be crossing over and you don't really know what their intention is and what they're going to accomplish. But certainly Dante and Negan, I didn't think about that until tonight, but I think it's a great point. Amanda Goss, busy, so can't comment much, but I am here listening. Thank you so much, Amanda. Appreciate you being here listening and being a part of our stream. And absolutely, over the last couple of weeks, I could probably call on every single person in this stream, and I don't remember exactly what your prediction was. You do. But all the back and forth and all the fun of sorting this out. And when we finally get to it, it does feel a sense of relief. I know Emmy sent a message, the mods were talking a little bit earlier, and she goes, I'm finally glad that I got a story I can sort of wrap my head around, because we've been trying to figure out the flashbacks. How do the flashbacks play in? And I'll tell you how they play in. I cannot personally think of anything more sinister and more evil as it would pertain to myself. If I were Sadiq, one, I would hope like hell I would have the courage to get up and fight. But the reality is he didn't. And too often we blame people for being cowards, right? Eugene has made a living out of being a coward. So I don't fault him for what he is. He couldn't do it. He couldn't get up. And I think he had accepted the fact that he's going to die. See, Heather, I don't agree with that. Heather Sayer says he's a traitor. I think there's a difference between a traitor and someone who was tortured and spared and just did not have the courage to go through with it. And I think he closed his eyes thinking, I'm next, get it over with. And that's all he wanted them to do, and they didn't do it. So he got tied up, and he had to live. His punishment for not fighting was not death. His punishment was to live. And then think about, I'm going to paint an extremely, extremely troubling dark picture for you of Dante. What kind of evil makes you watch your friends get killed and then has the audacity to sit down and look at you and talk to you like you're some kind of test subject? This Dante is a twisted, evil, far more than we have seen. Ben Stevenson, Sadiq is the 11th Pike victim. Just took so long. I think it's profound. And I think it has relevance and has meaning. But the way they went about this, Ben, to allow him to go in and tell his story and to keep tabs on him, I mean, Dante sit down and had a drink with him. And as he's discovering these flashbacks, he's getting this twisted enjoyment out of seeing how long it's going to take for him to remember or to pick up on this. Amy Ferrero, does anyone think Sadiq will turn and have to be put down? Amy will find out in episode 7. So I would say Dante gets found out. How he gets found out and whether somebody sees Sadiq or hears what goes on. I mean, I'm sorry. I think I said 7. Daryl will beat down Dante in 8, not 7, because this death happens at the end of 7. So if we see Sadiq turn or somebody overhears it, something has to happen to get him discovered. And a lot of you are saying, I hope Daryl kills it. Now, that's the immediate response. But I got to tell you, I hope Daryl does not kill Dante. Because I think they need a card. They need skins in the game. They need information. They're not going to get it from the one that they captured. Because he dies. Dante killed him. So, they can't kill Dante. Dante is a resource at this point. As much anger as you guys have, and as sad as it's going to be with Sadiq, I'm right there with you. You got to keep him alive. We got Matt Musgrave. How does Lydia not recognize Dante? That's a good question, and spoiler sites have not answered that question. There's a lot of theories and a lot of things we could come up with, and Matt, I think that's something we can talk about today. I think at first, people are going to say, well, Lydia's hiding it, Lydia's in on it. I got to think there are some whispers that were brought that either Alpha has had doing other work, or maybe this whisperer group is a lot bigger than this core group of people. She's got connections. She's got intel. For all intents and purposes, we think Dante is indeed former military, if we believe his story. So we're going to have to speculate that. Jim09, doesn't it make sense that Alpha would have Dante also be watching out over Lydia for her? So, Jim, that's an interesting question as well. You guys are tough. To have Dante watch over Lydia would indicate that Alpha trusts Dante more than Beta. Is that even possible? Or do they have different sectors? Is there Whisperer group here, Whisperer group there? And Alpha keeps a lot of this out of the mainstream where people aren't talking about it. Well, some people are saying no, but if you go with what Jim is saying, which is very plausible, Alpha's going to have to say, I need you to watch my daughter. So Beta doesn't know. Or I'm sure there would be some heavy breathing, right? You must be punished. No, she is not. I think he's a late addition, somebody that they brought on board. They're doing some recruiting. I don't think that Lydia is privy to everything that Alpha does. And you know what? You know, it's the fashionable word, plot hole. Look, everything here cannot be a perfect line. There's going to be plot holes. For example, how does a community this big not do more due diligence about Dante, and you just let a whisper in there to watch over you? Somebody that was just involved in the killing. Now, I don't want to go double agent, but, you know, maybe Dante was part of one of these other groups at one point. Maybe Dante was a highwayman that was moonlighting as a whisper. I don't know. There's so many questions we can ask with this, but I think we could pick it apart to absolute insanity, right? I think we could say, well, this doesn't make sense. But this is not meant to be a backstory, detailed storyline. This is meant to have the shock reaction, the epic twist that somebody has been sleeping right next door to you. Somebody's been looking at you. Somebody was there torturing you, and now they're killing you. So I think we probably need to take a little foot off the gas with the, and I think they're fair questions. I just don't think they're questions that are ever going to be answered with, how did Lydia not know, or why was it so easy for Dante to get in? I don't think we're going to get straight up answers for those. I think what we have to do is appreciate that it happened, accept that it happened, and Siddiq finally, let me also, if there is any light at the end of the tunnel, it is that Siddiq will not have to live with this the rest of his life. I mean, and I know that sounds morbid, but he is struggling. And he is going to hurt somebody. And I do think if Siddiq could not be cured, it was a given that he was going to die. Now, should he be brutally murdered by Dante, the traitor? No. But he's living this every single day. So, let me talk about a couple other things that are out there. And that is, there's this big epic, all right, now that we've sort of digested the fact that, and if you guys did not listen to the earlier spoiler, Siddiq is going to get these flashbacks and there's going to be a tongue click, kind of something that triggers this. And when Dante shows up that night, after the whole water ordeal, he's going to do it. And Siddiq is going to remember that noise, look for something to defend himself. Dante knows he gave himself away, and then Dante will kill him. And as I said at the beginning of the stream, you know, we can hear this now and gloss over it. But I want to do a 999 real as it gets pulse survey. Based on that spoiler and knowing what you know about yourself, how many people in this stream are going to cry like a baby when they see Siddiq die and they know everything that he went through? I want to see a show of hands. I want to see who's brave enough to admit it. Because here's the thing that I'm going to ask you guys. And I will say, in about 3 years of doing these streams live, how many of you have been here long enough to be involved in one of our reaction videos that we call therapy sessions? How many people? We've only done a few. But I want to get a quick show of hands of how many of you have been there. We've got Ben Stevenson super chatting it up. Says Dante Alpha had another plan for Siddiq. When killing him, Dante was regretting doing it. Even more layers of questions that might go unanswered. Yes. And hold that thought, Ben Stevenson. Because those of you saying you have been here for some of the therapy sessions, I have to tell you, there are streams that we do that are hype. They're just fun. You know, like, wow, you know, that was awesome. Didn't see that coming. Those type of streams. This episode is going to be an epic episode. It's going to be good for different reasons, but it is not going to be one of those streams at the end of it where people are celebrating and high-fiving and the team just won. It's going to be a very dark. This death happens at the end of the episode. There's going to be a lot of raw emotion. And I will tell you, they're not always enjoyable, but we get through them. They become more enjoyable as we sort it out. So I'm looking forward to being there for each and every one of you, because I think it's a chance for Walking Dead fans to get together and not just watch somebody else do a video, but to participate live. We got a super chat in the house as well. We got Fluff the Flamethrower. Doctors on this show are like Kenny on South Park. Oh my God, you killed. Well, Fluff, the Oceanside better have a good doctor hidden away. Because the only doctor now I think we have in Alexandria is one that we can't trust. So I want to go back to Ben Stevenson's super chat. And Ben said that Alpha had other thoughts in mind for Sadiq. So Ben, I think based on the dialogue, you could certainly speculate that. I don't know that she had bigger plans for Sadiq, though, to be honest with you. I think Alpha wants to continue to kill him. I think she wants to poison them. And I do think she wants to continue to torture Sadiq until he, maybe the bigger... Let me say it this way. I just did the tongue click. I just went... I usually don't do that. Now, you know what? Now I'm doing the Dante tongue click, and now I've got the most... I go through my whole life not having a nervous tick, and now I'm talking about it, and I have it. I think the bigger picture that Alpha had for Sadiq is a scarecrow. I think she wanted him to be... She wanted him to be Alexandria's new Negan. The way Rick left and Petey Wheatstraw, here you go. I'm going to bring in another Petey Wheatstraw reference. Dante is Negan for a different reason, because Rick left Negan alive to show everybody that you can't behave this way. Alpha left Sadiq alive to continue to deteriorate at the sanity of people that Sadiq came in contact with. Almost like a cancer. I think the irony is that Sadiq's a doctor. So think about how paranoia could breed paranoia. You leave one of those alive, and eventually other people start to take on those behaviors. Kind of like I just did with the tongue click thing, right? If you talk about it enough, you see it enough, maybe it starts to wear off on you a little bit. So I think to Dante's point, I didn't want to kill you right here, right now, this way. If he had time to follow up, it might have been like, what I wanted to do was leave you alive for another 6 or 8 months, and why some of your people are dying with the water, and why some of your people are scared to death, and why some people see you freaking out, they're going to start freaking out, they're going to die from water, and eventually we're just going to have about 10 of you left, and you're going to be so scared you're going to join us. That's kind of what I think the bigger picture is for Alpha, because she is a twisted person. If you guys missed this part of the spoiler, Dante is so worried about the captured Whisperer saying something that he poisons him and blames Sadiq for giving him the wrong vial of herbs. Well, this herb was a healing, this one was the wrong one. It's your fault. You didn't mark them properly. Not, hey, this guy was about to say something, or he was going to find out Lydia was alive. I need to shut him up. Gone. Which brings me back to the bigger picture. How many people here want Daryl to beat Dante to death? Show of hands. Don't care. What he did was wrong. You need him to die as soon as possible. Okay. Deidre Lesage, Lynn Nesvik, Coma Drug, Lee, Gene Alex. You guys are all wrong. All the people say it, you're wrong. Well, you're not wrong because it's your emotion. You can want what you want. But here's why he can't. Because if Dante was so willing to poison someone based on what they were going to say, would it not stand to reason that Dante has the same information, if not more, and is more valuable alive than the whisperer that just got killed? Maybe not even as a bargaining chip, Rebecca. Dante knows strategy. He knows places. He knows other people. He knows what they're going to do next. He knows where the herds are. He knows everything, likely, and may know more than Beta. So although you got to control that revenge, that animalistic impulse to go just beat him to death, you got to beat him a few times. And then you got to get the information out of him. Dante is extremely useful to the group. Lynn, see, that's a good question. Will he talk? I think if he gets the level of torture that those of you said that you wanted him dead gets, but he doesn't quite die, then he certainly talks. Make him drink some water. Hey, you know, I don't think your average beatdown is the way to go. But look, Dante clearly wants to live. You put him in that situation, maybe like a Winslow or a Winslow 2.0. You get him close. Maybe put him in there with a walker. Going to get a walker bite on the leg. Not sure how this is going to turn out for you. I'm sure there's ways to leverage Dante. Now, here's what I would do. How many people want the twisted kill shot method of sending a message to Alpha? If you do, let me know right now, because I'm going to give you something unthinkable. I'm going to give you the ultimate revenge. If you do give this video a thumbs up, we're going to have over 1,500 people watch this video between the numbers we have in and out the door. So this is what we're going to do. We absolutely, Tommy, we are going to torture Dante. We're going to get information out of him. And then we're going to take the whisperer we captured, and we're going to take Dante, and we're going to cut their heads off, and we're going to put them on pikes and say, oh, by the way, you don't cross our border. Let's put Dante's head on a pike. Because the whisperers are always watching. That border goes both ways. All right, I do want to touch on some really, really big mystery here. Because it's not just the Dante surprise. There's another story going on here. And that is, and we've been on top of this for a while. Since this whole Lydia conversation started. How many people have been a part of the multiple streams that we've had talking about Gamma and Gamma's genuine sense of loyalty to Alpha? We've questioned that multiple times. Have you guys been in the funnel streams where we said Gamma is speaking as if she's not 100% bought in, and at some point she's going to see Lydia and Alexandria and she's going to turn on Alpha? You guys have all been here for that, right? That's not spoiler info. That's 999 Army funneling info, right? I mean, we took the way Gamma talked. we took her rough sense of loyalty when she walked up to Daryl and said, she wants to meet you there. It was very matter of fact. Now she's kind of back and forth. Wants to talk to Aaron, can't talk to Aaron, puts Aaron at knife point, back and forth. Now she sees Lydia. So imagine everything that you think is your existence, everything that you think that you're fighting for is a fake. It's a fraud. Alpha was losing control. Let me ask this question. You know what? I don't want it to be a loaded question. Let me ask it this way. How many people felt that Alpha was starting to lose control of the Whisperers? Based on last year when someone wanted to speak up and she decapitated her, when Alpha was crying and she killed the person beside her. So this group of people, Gamma's sister, talking about this place and we want to live like them. So look, living like an animal, walking around, wearing somebody else's face may sound glam, but it ain't. There's people that don't want this lifestyle. So when Alpha sees it slipping away, she's got to do something. And fear, as we found out with Negan, only goes so far. Because if people are afraid and afraid and afraid, yeah, they're going to fight for you from time to time. But the first time that they get an exit opportunity, exactly, Darkstar, they're just going to leave. But if they believe in you, so Alpha's master plan here is to tell everybody, I killed my daughter. So now, her soul or not rise to power, but maintaining power is based on a lie. And as strong as that lie has been, and we see it with the Whisperer, that he says, I will die for Alpha because look at the sacrifice she made. She killed her own daughter. So this is what the Whisperers are talking about in their downtime. Well, she was willing to kill her own daughter. This cause is something. This is worth something. This is worth something. So imagine all of that faith and that security, and now word gets out she didn't kill her daughter. It undermines everything, and they're going to know that she's weak. And then you get this escalated storyline. Desperation. Well, now you got to do this. Now you got to do this. And I think that's the opportunity for our group to make a move. When Alpha is calculated, when she has time to come up with a plan, like the Lydia thing, it works. But when Alpha is on her heels, that's when the group can clearly strike. That's when they got to make their move. They have to do something as disruptive as what Alpha's doing. Tom Ferreira says, am I the only one who thinks Dante kind of looks like an older Gareth? Yes, you are. I don't know. You know what? I haven't given a lot of thought, to be honest. The only thing I've really thought about, Bugzilla, is that maybe Dante was going to hook up with Maggie at some point because I was lured into the comic storyline. And I love the fact that they're changing it up and just kind of blowing our mind. So, if Gamma runs away, and if Lydia runs away, because Gamma is shocked, and Lydia feels that Carol is just like Alpha, her world has been destroyed. Let me tell you all the potential stories that this can create. This is big. This is actually as big of a story as Dante killing Sadiq And I know you guys are probably, no, it's death. Let me tell you why. All right, one. If Gamma and Lydia end up both running out at the same time and there's a showdown, is it possible that Gamma kills Lydia and uses that for leverage against Alpha? Just one possibility. All right. But here's another potential possibility. If Lydia dies because Carol put Lydia in this situation against Daryl's wishes. We've seen Daddy Daryl, right? He's playing the role. And I know there's going to be some naysayers out there that think, nope, nothing could come between Daryl and Carol. Could Daryl have resentment toward Carol for all the things she's doing behind the scenes if Carol's responsible for getting Lydia killed? Think about that potential story. Daryl even told her in last episode, why didn't you just tell me? Carol is using a child. So these are big, big problems. All right, here's another problem. How much trust will people have for Aaron, even if Aaron has good intentions, but if he never gets to tell what those good intentions are because he gets seen talking to Gamma, then there's an Aaron problem. Wait, you knew she was poisoning the water and you have not done anything to say anything to the group? Ben Stevenson says Negan saves Lydia and wins Daryl over. He's already saved Lydia once. Not impossible to think that Negan could come through again. But Ben, the only thing that I'm going to say, we've got to get to some death very soon. And I do like the idea, but we got to have some pikes, and we got to have some punishment, and we got to have some torture, because I don't think it's just going to be Sadiq. I think Sadiq is the tip of the iceberg. Would you guys agree that this is going to be like some rapid fire going on in the next few weeks? I mean, I know we got this week in 8. 8 is probably going to show us some border markings, but I can only fathom what the cliffhanger is going to be. And there is going to be some sort of cliffhanger. It might not be a drastic cliffhanger, but there's going to be a lot of untold story because they're getting ready to square off. Now, it could be an uplifting cliffhanger. You know, maybe they kill a few of ours, and then, you know, at the end of 8, we're making a move on them, that the Whisperer War is officially going to start. That would probably be a good thing. I feel like they're going to kind of let us down this week and then start out with a real morbid storyline at the beginning of 8 and sort of ramp it up where there will be conflict. I agree there's going to be conflict. But we got to get them on their heels. We got to get Michonne back in the story too. She's only got a few more episodes. We don't know when her final episode is. You know, obviously they split it, so it could be 11, 12, 13. I guess when they said she only filmed in 5 or 6 episodes, a lot of people thought, well, she's leaving by episode 6. They didn't realize it was going to be spread throughout the whole season. So, because this is a spoiler stream, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys tidbits of unconfirmed spoiler information, strong rumored information. If you guys want it. If you only wanted to talk about this week, you might want to take a break for a couple minutes. So if everybody here wants to discuss it, okay. So there was about the time we were talking about Kelly and her losing her hearing, we made some pretty bold predictions that Kelly would probably die. And then we saw Kelly a couple weeks ago out in the woods, and it looked dire. Spoiling Dead's fan page had reported a Kelly death and a scene around some caves. Since that time, it's actually transitioned from Kelly to Connie. I know that's going to be a little bit more of a shock. So there are pictures of this cave area, and then they're coming back now saying it's likely not Kelly, it's likely Connie. Connie has not filmed since September. Now, let me say it again. It's also being regarded as stronger rumor, potential spoiler. Okay? There is a difference. Rumor, fact, more likely to happen than not is Connie will die, not Kelly. And the scene in question apparently had Daryl there, had Carol there, had Jerry there, had Kelly there. It's rumored she was either bitten or fell to her death, something along those lines. And it might be where the plan is formulated to maybe lead the walkers off the cliff into the cave, something. But Daryl has his feelings for Connie. We know that. He's afraid. And this could, it could make reality, make his worst fears a reality, that the person he cares about is gone. But I just wanted to kind of give you guys that information to let you know it is being discussed. It is out there, so it won't be new when it comes out. Not my information, Spoiling Dead's fan page, but it has been classified as still a rumor, but we know these things can take a life of their own. And I would not be surprised by Daryl's feelings and Connie, that if it is Connie that actually goes. And I know some people probably say, well, I'd prefer Kelly die than Connie. And it's not really a matter of preferences or writing the show based on which relationship works best. It's based on impact. So we're coming up on about 50 minutes. This has been a pretty detailed spoiler stream, some really strong predictions. Michael Curie wants to know, do you think that would send Daryl into war mode? You know, Michael, I think the challenge as a writer, that these people should already be in war mode, and I understand why they're not, because we need them to go to a different level, right? It's a little unbelievable to me that you had all these people that were decapitated and put on pikes, and our group has just decided that, okay, we're going to live with them in peace, and there's not this master plan. You know, you got Michonne, who's one of the greatest warriors in the history of The Walking Dead, saying, she will talk, we will listen, we will not cross her border. You know, it's like all of these things that I would have expected at this point, a meeting between Daryl, Carol, Michonne, Aaron. All right, guys, this is what we're going to do. We're going to start rolling in and kicking some ass. Not, you know, Michonne and Judith. Mom, can we live with the skins? Well, they certainly said that we can, but you know about bullies. Look, I can pick some of these things apart. I mean, and I'm not here to do that. I am a loyal, I bleed Walking Dead. I'm just saying, I understand why they do it because of exactly your comment, Michael, where we need something to happen to send them to the next level. Like Dante killing Sadiq could certainly give us some old Rosita back, right? You got to let the fire burn down a little bit, and then you got to stoke the flames a little bit. So what can push Daryl? What can push Carol? What can push all these people to get them like super crazed where they need to fight for their lives? And I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a heck of a ride. I know none of you in here would be sitting back, with them cutting off heads and marking it next door. I know everybody in this room would have already banded together and bum rushed Alpha. They wouldn't have knocked the gun out of her hand. I say, let Carol shoot her. Shoot her. End it. See what happens. Or say, hey, all right, you shoot her, but let us know as soon as you're going to shoot so we can run over and take the rest of them down. Yeah, that's the way we would do it. But you know what? We would have like one episode of The Walking Dead. It'd be the 999 Army. One episode. Yep, they killed everybody. It's over. You don't have a repeat story. There's no playability there. All right, I like to do this in a lot of streams. The last couple episodes, like, look, episode number 4, we gave it a 10. Episode 5, we gave it a 10. Last week, I gave it a 9. Many of you gave it pretty high score. I'm going to ask everybody right now, based on what you know, this week's episode, episode 7, the death, the twist, the deceit, the story, the flashbacks, the future story, give this episode, I love it. If you want to give it over a 10, give it over a 10. Because I think it's going to be incredible. I'm giving it a 10 plus. I said this a couple weeks ago. Episode 7 and episode 15 are usually like the ones that are so good. It's not the last one. It's always the next to the last one. Miss Nina Ray, giving it a cool super chat sticker. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Hey, everybody. We are at 52 minutes. I just got a question for you guys, because the more we get together and we talk about what's happening in the predictions, we did the death spoiler last night. We did spoiler and predictions tonight. You guys think we got another stream in us tomorrow night at 9:30 that we should get together and even break this down to a whole different level? Because I feel like we're just getting the tip of the iceberg. And if you guys want to break this down to the next level, show a little bit of love, show a little bit of support, hit that like button. And if you guys want to do it again, we will break this spoiler, we'll add bold predictions, and then we'll get even deeper into the psychology. So I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. It is Wednesday night. Tomorrow night, Thursday, we're going to do double shots. We'll be here at 7:30. We will be here at 9:30. And then Friday, I'm super excited. And I know some of you are just coming back in. You've been away for a little while. But Friday nights, we do Freestyle Friday. There won't be spoilers in Freestyle Friday, so many of you do know them. So just come out, chill, hang out with us. We'll talk about Walking Dead movie or something else. And then we're going to transition into, you guys see up in the top right-hand corner, PDL sponsors. We're going to do our Play Dead Live scenario. It's called River Rage. Gives you a chance to be in the actual scenario. It is going to be a higher level. It's going to take a little bit more skill for each and every one of you. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you so much, Lewis Grimes says, we love you, Kills, and we love the 999 Army. That's the best news I've heard all day. So would love for you guys to be a part of that. And then, of course, Saturday morning, we're going to do an extended spoiler as well. So many good things going on with the Walking Dead universe. I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. Starting in January, I've heard that at 42 out of 52 weeks, there's going to be a Walking Dead, the new Walking Dead, or Fear the Walking Dead on every Sunday except for 10 Sundays. So if you guys thought we were busy this year, wait until next year. We talk about it, we funnel it, we break it down, and hopefully we add a different level of psychology to The Walking Dead that, my hope is that you can't find it anywhere else and you guys keep coming back. With that, I want to say thank you to the Patreon Army in the top left-hand corner. If you guys are interested in becoming a Patreon, there's a link down in the comments below. What is a Patreon? They're kind of my business partners. polls, surveys. I send them some additional behind-the-scenes stuff. They financially support this channel, and we got a ton of people up there. So thank you so much to the patrons. There's an extended level of patron support called PDL sponsors. That's a different tier. You see them in the top right-hand corner. That Freestyle Friday, that PDL version of it we talked about on Friday night, that's brought to you by that group right there. And then you guys can see the Green Team, custom emojis. There's a join button. Everybody in the Green Team, do me a favor. Let's see an Angela Kang emoji because she is killing it this year. Also, we got super chats, super stickers, and my moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kels, they're here each and every night, keeping the chat honest and straight and keeping the asshats out of here. Thank you so much to them. And the reason all of us are here, no doubt, no joke about it, is for each and every one of you. So I'm going to ask you guys right now, really quickly, there's been over, I think, 1,400 people in this stream. I'm going to do the best I can in 60 seconds. I won't get everybody. Everybody's a proud member of 999 Army. Give me a quick 999 in chat. And I'm verbally going to call out as many people as I can. You guys know we grow, and I can't keep doing this to really high numbers, but I'll get the ones I can. So we got Dead Shred, Joey the Gator, Caleb, thank you, Deidre Lesage, Tommy Manbum McCandless, Tammy Heitzman, Roxanne Dunlap, Samantha Coombs, Coma Drug, Huntress, Jan Stepp, Karen Reif, Lisa Bernthal, Tammy Bledsoe, Tammy E.L., Straight Edge, Joe Sell, I know Petey Wheatstraw's in the house, Heart of Nixie, Michelle McCarty, I'm trying, everybody, Joyce Andrews, Lewis Grimes, Charmed Original, David Rolex, there's my timekeeper, Hilda Pineda, Stephen Kemp, Rebecca Mendez, Sports Premium, Hippo in the house, Joey Price, Eric C., Sherry Pavia, I'm trying. If I mess up your name, my sincere apologies. Michael Hatfield, thank you for being here. Gina Crockett, always a pleasure. Lee, thank you for being here. If I double dip, I double dip. Kimberly M., Tracy Bledsoe, Lynn Nesvik, Benjamin Stevenson, Michelle Collins, William Morales, thank you for being here. Pleasure seeing all of you guys. Viola McGowan, Il Rusher, James Kelly, always a pleasure, James. Tammy Hill, Wide-Eyed Bride, thank you for being here. One-Eyed's Cousin. I missed a lot of people. Tina Rick, thank you for being here. If you missed the stream, it's okay. You got here for the most important part. That's where I'm thanking you guys for being here. J.A., thank you for being here. Mary Manhard, always a pleasure. I know I missed a lot of people, but I'll try to shout as many as I can. If I missed you guys for any reason at all, be here tomorrow night, and I'll try to do more shout-outs. Thank you so much. I will see many of you 7:30 tomorrow night, and the rest of you I'll see at 9:30 tomorrow night. Peace.